Good morning. This is CBS 58 Sunday Morning for the 19th of April. I'm Mike Strehlow. Coming up, will there be a post-coronavirus literature boom? Rose Schmidt is with some authors spending more time putting pen to paper during their COVID confinement. Plus, mash-up magic. Mike Kirkhoff profiles an artist mixing Dr. Seuss with Dr. Dre. And later, Michael Schlesinger sits in on a photographer's sidewalk sessions, providing families with positive memories from these very challenging times. Also ahead.
1, 2. We want people to know that this is a moment in history for the city. People feel immediately welcome. We believe music can say so much about the needs and the relevance of what we need today.
An encore airing of our Spotlight story featuring the Milwaukee Symphony's Maestro, and a fresh look at how MSO musicians are staying connected with each other and their audience while spending time apart. But first, in our ongoing commitment to keep you informed of the latest developments in the coronavirus pandemic, we check in with the CBS 58 News studio.
Good morning, Mike. We start this morning with the growing frustration over the Safer at Home order. Several hundred people lined the streets in Brookfield Saturday afternoon to protest that order. Many drivers passed by honking their horns in solidarity. On Thursday, Governor Evers extended that stay-at-home order through May 26th in the interest of public health. Meanwhile, roughly 2,600 people have signed up on a Facebook post for a similar protest at the state capitol Friday. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says he'll file a lawsuit against the Evers administration on that order, and he's encouraging the protesters. The administration says the state will risk overwhelming the healthcare system with new patients if the order is overturned. Similar rallies were held in Michigan, Ohio, and Minnesota during the week. And the National Guard is being deployed after an outbreak of COVID-19 at the Milwaukee County House of Corrections. Nearly 30 troops were sent to the Franklin facility to establish a testing site. That'll do it for us this morning. I'm Mark McPherson, CBS 58 News.
Your health is your most important asset. Following health measures set by the government and the CDC is crucial to slowing the spread of coronavirus. To stay informed in this rapidly evolving situation, visit coronavirus.gov or cbs58.com.
Healthcare workers are among heroes on the front lines of the war against coronavirus. But with many of us remaining isolated, there are still ways to help. This morning, Shirley Descorbeth has more on healthy eats for hospital heroes.
Step into MKE Kitchen in Milwaukee's River West neighborhood. You'll find Kathy Papineau cooking with love.
We could take the same recipe and it might taste different, and part of it is the energy that we put into the food.
On the menu are healthy and savory meals for healthcare workers on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic.
What we have here is salmon burgers from Rushing Waters out in Palmyra, and they're going on top of a bed of quinoa with, it's an organic quinoa with organic kale, carrots, craisins, regional goat cheese, all sorts of yummy stuff.
Papineau is preparing 120 of these jars for nurses and other caregivers at Freighter's Hospital. She hopes it'll take some of the pressure off the nurses.
And they're under a lot of physical, mental, even emotional stress. So we're bringing in absolutely the best we can bring in.
The effort, called Healthy Eats for Hospital Heroes, came about after local attorney and philanthropist Jay Urban reached out to her.
And it's a way to feel connected to the solution versus just fearing the problem. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Papineau, founder of the catering company MKE Localicious, focuses on using healthy local foods. It's what healthcare workers especially need right now, since many are being exposed to coronavirus.
Their immune system has to be strong. We don't want our body fighting against itself or detoxing itself. We really need it as strong as it can be.
To help boost immunity, the nurses are also getting beets with ginger juice. Once the meals are all cooked and packed, Papineau and her small team load them up into her car and deliver them to Freighter's. They make the weekly trip on Wednesdays.
I absolutely loved it.
The nurses are more than grateful.
When I first told the nurses what was on the menu, they said, "Oh my God, you're bringing us real food. Not pizza, not burgers, not something that's quick. This is really thoughtful food."
Once the meals are dropped off, planning for next week's meals begin right away. Anyone can donate to help fund them by visiting their Facebook page, Feed Our Hospital Heroes.
As long as there's a crisis, my guess is that we're looking at a month or two. If the nurses need more, I'm sure we can step it up to provide more for them.
Papineau says supporting healthcare workers during this difficult time is fulfilling.
I'm part of the solution, part of the team, instead of living in fear, worrying about the devastation that the world is feeling from this disease. It's really gratifying.
A lot of people say it's because they like my energy. If you just play, why are we being boring when we're learning piano? Like, this is an amazing instrument. Let's like amp up the energy and have some fun.
From Brown Deer to Los Angeles and around the world, how Zach Evans is changing the way people think about learning to play piano.
Your health is your most important asset. Following health measures set by the government and the CDC is crucial to slowing the spread of coronavirus. To stay informed in this rapidly evolving situation, visit coronavirus.gov or cbs58.com.
For those listing or buying waterfront or unique properties, you want knowledge. A knowledge of the market, with each lake and community having a character of their own. The real estate company, Lake and Country. Visit billmanette.com.
Have a leaky faucet? Call Roman Electric today for the $39.95 spring service call special. And no, we practice social distancing and sanitize each workspace. They're the ones you trust. Roman Electric. Now offering plumbing, heating, and cooling.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by, ready to help.
Not sure of your next move? Let the attorneys at Walney Legal Group help you. We approach the legal experience differently. At Walney Legal Group, we're here to help you fill in the pieces. Whether it's estate planning, probate, divorce, or elder law, our attorneys will work hard for you and give you the experience you deserve. Lawyering the way it should be. Visit us today at walneylegal.com.
Have a light that doesn't light? Call Roman Electric today for the $39.95 spring service call special. And know we practice social distancing and sanitize each workspace. They're the ones you trust. Roman Electric. Now offering plumbing, heating, and cooling.
For those listing or buying waterfront or unique properties, you want experience. Since 1972, I've helped people find their paradise on the lake. The real estate company, Lake and Country. Visit billmanette.com.
When friends were hard to come by, a piano brought comfort and confidence to the life of a Brown Deer native who's now helping tens of thousands of online followers to become piano superhuman. Brittany Lewis shares Zach Evans' musical journey.
Zach Evans is playing this song in the house he grew up in on an instrument he almost stopped playing.
My grandpa was my first piano teacher when I was 5 years old. And not a lot of people know this, but I actually quit in elementary school.
But then came his freshman year in college.
My freshman year was like super rough for me. I ran track, but I got injured early on. And that was what I was passionate about, was putting everything into track. I had a really tough time making friends. I was really lonely. I was kind of depressed.
He says he found his saving grace in the basement of the dorms.
You know, they had the pool tables and the ping pong tables, but in the back corner they had this little room.
And inside that little room was a piano.
Especially like Fridays and Saturdays, I'll just be in my room alone because I didn't know how to make friends back then, you know? And it was just tough, so I just go downstairs and I just play piano for hours and just, you know, get lost in the music.
Music also consumed his thoughts during his classes as a math major.
And I was so excited to get done with class so I could go practice piano. And practicing is like the boring part, right? Like nobody likes to practice, and I was so excited to practice. I was like, this is what I'm meant to do.
learning classical music while continuing to play the pop songs he loved.
Now I could infuse the pop songs with this like classical technique that I developed from learning in school. So I was like, okay, this sounds really cool. Let me play some of these pop songs and let's actually put some of these on YouTube.
It took some time.
Yeah, I think it was like the 50th video or something like that.
But his videos started getting thousands of views. And he wasn't just playing, he started teaching.
Want to learn how to do that? Surprisingly, it's not as hard as it might look.
He created Piano University, offering online training to become a piano superhuman.
A lot of the people that teach are very dry and very calculated. And my style is like, let's have some fun, you know? Like, why are we being boring when we're learning piano? Like, this is an amazing instrument. Let's like amp up the energy and have some fun.
What's up, my piano friends?
It's that energy
This shape is the same as this shape.
that helps him connect with his students.
So I get emails every day. Sometimes it's, Zach, I lost my password, help me get in, you know? And sometimes it's amazing emails from people saying, Zach, I had success with your course. Thank you so much.
And he's had success too. He's turned his passion into a 6-figure business.
Because, you know, in the early days, you know, I'm starting the course. It took me 9 months to record all the videos, figure out how to start up a website, and I'm not a tech guy, you know, figure out how to do marketing and all that stuff. And so for 9 months, I'm sitting there not knowing if this is gonna make a penny for me. Like maybe I launch the course and then nobody buys it, you know, I don't know. So having my family to support me through all that and just say, hey, look, like, you gotta do what you gotta do what you're passionate about, and, you know, eventually I just trusted that it would work out.
He works and lives in LA now, recently gave a TED Talk, and hopes to create even more piano superhumans.
Like, it's big for the niche it's in, but I want to blow this up so everybody knows about the Piano Superhuman course.
All of this from the saving grace he found his freshman year.
If you'd have told me freshman year, I would have got to this point, I would have said there's no way, you know, it's kind of crazy how everything turned out.
If you want to write a book, or you've started a book, or you have a book in your bottom drawer somewhere, it might be a good time to revisit that.
Authors thriving in an at-home world.
It's been a really positive thing, I think, for the community. I think my employees feel like they're a part of, they're helping.
And next, how a small business is surviving while helping others.
All Wild Automotive dealerships are open and ready to serve you in both service and sales. We will defer your payments for 90 days when you purchase a new vehicle. At Wild, we will accommodate your needs. Shop wildauto.com.
Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's only Pella Platinum Elite certified contractor. They don't just hand out this award, you need to earn it. We've earned it by masterful installation, superior customer service, and excellence in being a Pella partner. This means that Siding Unlimited is the best to work with and will deliver a long-lasting, beautiful result on your next project. With Siding Unlimited, you are working with Wisconsin's best.
Visit sidingunlimited.com. We're all in this together.
Being represented by Canada Dunphy made me feel vindicated after everything I had been through. There was someone who was compassionate, they were caring, they really made me feel like someone was in my corner fighting for me and my rights. Canada Dunphy took me from being a victim to actually being victorious. With the care and compassion that they showed, they really raised me up to be the strong person that I am today.
The world is talking about coronavirus, but it's hard to know what to listen to. We have answers to your questions, like who's most at risk for coronavirus? People over 65, people with underlying medical conditions like heart disease, chronic lung disease, asthma, diabetes, people undergoing cancer treatment, and people with weakened immune systems. What should you do if you or a loved one is at higher risk? Avoid close contact with people. Avoid crowds. Stay home if you can. Wash your hands frequently. Learn more ways to protect yourself and others at coronavirus.gov. Together, we can help stop the spread.
No one sells more. Wild Automotive sells more SUVs and all-wheel drives combined than any other dealer. Wild is the #1 volume SUV and all-wheel drive retailer in Southeast Wisconsin. The more we sell, the more you save. WildAuto.com.
Coronavirus is forcing many small business owners to adjust the way they operate, to rethink their strategies. Among them is a cafe and pastry shop in Tosa that, through the changes it's had to make, is demonstrating its commitment to community in many ways. Here's Natalie Shepard.
Tonight is Taco Tuesday, so we are doing corn tortillas,
shredded chicken, fresh guacamole, and lots of veggies. Employees at Miss Molly's Cafe and Pastry Shop are busy putting together dozens of dinner meal kits.
We are doing these dinner meal kits every night of the week. You can pick up or we'll deliver it to your house. My husband will deliver it to you.
Each kit feeds a family of 4. But during this pandemic, the meal kits are doing much more. They're helping Miss Molly's stay open.
I went through definitely a stage of panic and just very scared.
Under normal circumstances, the Milwaukee restaurant does breakfast and lunch, but Molly Sullivan had to improvise when the pandemic hit.
Any small business owner, I'm sure, felt and probably still feels the same.
She's hitting her stride. Between curbside takeout and the dinner meal kits, she's kept 5 employees on full-time.
We've kind of developed a whole new business model over the last 3 weeks.
It's been long days. It's been a lot more work.
Sous chef Arena Finley says she's working 12-hour days.
We're grateful for it. It's hard times, I think, for everyone, but we're all just kind of adjusting and trying to do it quickly, you know.
Part of that new business model also includes giving back.
It gives people the opportunity to help, even if they can't leave their houses.
Sullivan says her cousin, who lives out of state, helped come up with the idea.
She wanted to help us. She was like, oh, I wish I could order one of the dinners, but I don't live here. So could I just buy it for someone else?
Someone else turned out to be healthcare workers. Customers pay for meals online. Miss Molly's employees make them, and Sullivan and her husband deliver them to local hospitals, starting with Freighter. But it's been so popular, they've since branched out.
Aurora, Sinai, Columbia St. Mary's, and then this week we have a few going to St. Joseph's.
The day we were there, a customer called in to pay for 50 boxed lunches.
It's been a really positive thing, I think, for the community and also for my employees. I think my employees feel like they're a part of, they're helping.
I think that's awesome. You know, I definitely think they're working, you know, endless hours, and, you know, they deserve definitely all the meals and all the help that they can get.
Helping her business, her employees, and the community through a tough time.
It helps our doors stay open, it helps our employees stay paid, and then it helps the people who are out there working in the hospitals, and then people also can feel good that they're doing something for those people.
And that's part of what Sullivan wanted when she opened Miss Molly's nearly 3 years ago.
I wanted to have a community restaurant, and this has kind of been a telltale sign that we are.
And the best thing, the very best thing of all, is there's time now.
For authors and book lovers, the paradox of time at home. And then, our own Bill Walsh offers his unique take on working from home.
For the first time in NFL history, the draft goes virtual, and CBS 58 Sports Zone has you covered. Kevin, Scott, and Christina bring you all the insight on who the Packers will draft. The NFL Draft with CBS 58 Sports Zone, Thursday and Friday on the CBS 58 News.
Applying for Social Security disability? Get help. Call the law office of Robert Hoagland, one of the largest disability firms in Wisconsin. A Social Security attorney will meet with you by phone or at an office location near you. No fees unless we win.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like James lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C. Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds. Oh.
For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk. Oh.
Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic. We remain committed to keeping Ozempic available and affordable during these challenging times. With the Ozempic Savings Card, you may be eligible to pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription.
Social Security benefits denied? Get help. Call the law office of Robert Hoagland, one of the largest disability firms in Wisconsin. A Social Security attorney will meet with you by phone or at an office location near you. No fees unless we win.
It's human nature to search for silver linings even during this global pandemic storm. The extra time at home is providing opportunities for some, including authors. Rose Schmidt set out to learn how a trio of local scribes are finding inspiration in confinement.
When it feels like our new world is inside a book,
it's like Stephen King.
Every page brings new twists and plot devices.
It's surreal. I think what's happening now, it's something nobody would have been able to imagine before.
But those experiences are what Kira Henschel is hoping to revitalize, as she encourages you to craft your own narrative.
It's a good time to really start thinking about if you want to write a book, or you've started a book, or you have a book in your bottom drawer somewhere. It might be a good time to revisit that.
The virus has created some challenges, with sales down, bookstores closed, and book tours canceled. But 18 years in publishing has taught this one-woman show,
put a sign on your door, author at work,
to use the time while you've got it.
People are looking for something perhaps to distract them or to keep their minds busy, because there's a lot of fear out there.
And let fear lead to imagination.
You know, they say, too, that when you write fiction, it has to be more realistic than reality.
Jeff Carter knows.
This is the case that if somebody were written this, I don't know how many publishers would have rejected it, saying there's no way in the world it's going to happen.
2 novels under his belt, and coronavirus has given him some time to work on a third.
My routine is always to write at least an hour a day.
Jeff's new project involves a private investigator. He's a character, sort of an American Sherlock Holmes, who teams up with an ex-homicide detective.
It's kind of an odd couple. I hope to make a series out of it and see how that goes.
In Milwaukee's 3rd Ward, Bill Zafiros is hoping to finish writing his 2nd novel by the end of the month. His first has a tale of its own.
I'm bipolar, and the first book was written during a manic spree about almost 20 years ago now. One day I walked by the old Mac and I thought, poison pen. Hey, why don't you write a novel about a guy who writes poison pen letters? And I did.
Written decades ago, but he didn't get it published until last year.
I didn't know if it was any good. So I just left it on a shelf, and it traveled with me for several moves.
They say family members can be our worst critics, but Bill's daughter had the voice he needed to hear.
She said, "Dad, you need to get this published." So I took her advice and met Kira Henschel.
He too is finding that isolation can yield inspiration.
One of the most fun parts about writing a novel is that occasionally you do write yourself into a corner that's very difficult to get out of. The fun is getting out of that corner.
Writing is usually seen as a solitary activity, but Kira says it doesn't have to be.
They should know that they're not alone, that there are other people out there who are writing books, or who can offer editing service, or book coaching. Some people who actually took live workshops years and years ago are showing up, because I think I'm ready now. Maybe it was the right kick in the butt that people might have needed.
Zoom is even creating some new conversation.
I think there's still book clubs and people are meeting online and enjoying a glass of wine or something with that and they chat.
And if you're wondering whether this pandemic will turn into prose someday,
I've heard from a couple of people that they started a virus book, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, and now might be a good time to finish it.
Any experience you have, especially any kind of like significant experience like this, it resonates somewhere inside. It becomes part of your sensibility, part of who you are. It inevitably comes out somewhere, whether you want it to or not.
the feeling when you finally see your name in print,
It was very gratifying, no question about that.
makes the process all worth it in the end.
If you have the time, which you probably do, get in front of that computer and start writing. Something will come out.
Whether it's writing or cleaning the basement, many of us have high expectations to make the most of our extra time at home. But as our own Bill Walsh found out, the most important project may not be the obvious one on your to-do list.
Hello, Bill Walsh here. So how's Safer at Home going for you? As you can see here, I'm able to work from home. So grateful to still have a job. So grateful to be able to work from home. But my significant other isn't so lucky. She runs a small business that had to shut down during the pandemic. And she, like a lot of you out there, has started to get a little stir crazy. No problem, I've been telling her. We have a lot of projects around our old house to keep her busy and me busy. Thing is, it's been a few weeks now and we haven't really been checking enough things off the list. Take a look. Here's where the paint ends on a remodeled kitchen. We've been meaning to paint that whole hallway white. It just hasn't happened yet. Here's our sewing machine. We bought it to make masks for family and friends who are healthcare professionals. This is harder than it looks, at least for me. We've cranked out a few of them so far. Here's my running shoes. I found something out. I hate jogging. My knees hate it when I jog. Maybe you at home have been taking advantage of the quarantine. Maybe you've learned 3 languages already. Maybe your basement floor is so clean you could eat off of it. Maybe your kids all have their master's degrees by now. If that happened, that is awesome and congratulations. But maybe you're more like me and you haven't quite accomplished everything that you wanted. Well, let me tell you something. That is just fine. This pandemic has put so much pressure on us. Are you going to make your rent or your mortgage? Is someone you love going to catch this virus? Are you out of toilet paper? You don't need any more stress by putting it on yourself. However you've used your time at home, it's okay. You're doing just fine. This is not the time to keep up with the Joneses. I'm not sure I ever trusted those Joneses anyway. So do me a favor today. Do something that makes you happy. Call a relative. Get your favorite takeout food, lay around on the couch all day and eat potato chips. Whatever it is, do that and you'll be completing the most important project of them all, your state of mind.
Just sit there and stew and wish there was something to do.
Still ahead, the Milwaukee Man giving a hip-hop upgrade to the lyrical magic of Dr. Seuss.
This is a very exciting time for the Milwaukee Symphony.
And next, moving toward a crescendo, the new face and new space elevating the MSO.
A cold front moved through the area overnight last night, changing our winds more to the north, so that'll be bringing in some cooler temperatures for today, and we're likely going to see a lake breeze develop early this afternoon. So topping out right around 50 or in the upper 40s lakeside, but we should get into the 50s inland. But dry conditions and sunny to partly cloudy skies are expected. Chilly start to the day on Monday, temperatures at or below freezing, but starting with some sunshine by late in the afternoon. Another weak cold front will move into the area, generating a few spotty showers, but another day with a breezy southwest wind will get us close to 60 degrees. And then we'll cool back down again on Tuesday, only getting up to a high of 49 with some breezy winds behind that cold front, but getting back up to 62 on Wednesday. Slight chance of showers late in the day. A few more small chances for rain Thursday and Friday. Right now looks like most of those days will be dry though. Temperatures seasonal in the 50s and then climbing back up into the mid 50s by the end of next weekend.
Experience championship golf at Sweetgrass, rated in the top 10 best courses you can play in Michigan. And at Sage Run, ranked number 4 on Golf Digest's list of America's best new courses. Sweetgrass and Sage Run, dramatically different, but equally exceptional. Casino stay and play packages from just $95. Visit islandresortgolf.com today to plan your championship golf experience. That's islandresortgolf.com.
I'm Jeff Pittman of PKSD. As a lawyer for more than 25 years, people ask me what milestones I remember most. I tell them the most important thing is the people we've helped. A mom whose disabled son was given the wrong medication in a group home, or the dad in a nursing home who fell and broke his hip. The families are why we come to work every day. The people are why we continue to fight. Call 333-3333 for the PKSD guarantee.
UW-Milwaukee was my first choice because it has one of the top-ranked film programs in the world.
Because it has the largest nursing program in Wisconsin.
Because I knew I'd get great internships.
I came to UWM to be a part of America's only school of freshwater sciences.
Because here, it felt like home.
Because I love the city of Milwaukee and I want to build a career here.
I wanted to be an entrepreneur and UWM was my first choice. Make it yours.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. We know how important it is to have a safe, reliable vehicle right now, so Toyota is here to help.
Need to keep your Toyota road ready? Many of our service centers are open, so you can schedule service online and drop off and pick up your vehicle with no contact for your peace of mind. If you do need to replace your old vehicle or get a new one, most Toyota dealers offer online shopping and will defer your first payment for 90 days.
We're here for you. Contact your local Toyota dealer to see how they can help. Toyota.
The CBS 58 News, followed by the CBS Evening News.
Words shared in a letter, text, on Facebook, Zoom, or spoken from at least 6 feet apart are helping us through this coronavirus crisis. So are gifts of music, including one from the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, featuring musicians who united recently from their homes for a virtual performance that's calming, uplifting, and unifying.
There's not a lot of answers right now that can be spoken by word. Sometimes music can just really heal.
Music has the ability to bring us together even when we're apart.
What I hope most is that they understand classical music can really be a way for us to connect.
Shortly after the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra canceled the last 3 months of its 2019-20 season, a group of musicians, including Principal Oboe Catherine Young-Steele, saw how ensembles from the Netherlands to Toronto were posting social distance performances and wanted to do the same here in Milwaukee.
We thought this would be something that the audience would really enjoy and get everybody to really feel a sense of calm and togetherness that we all are feeling within the orchestra.
The 4-minute video was put together by the MSO's audio and video producer Jeremy Tews and dedicated to Walter Robb, a longtime MSO supporter and board member who died of coronavirus last month. Musicians agreed to perform Nimrod, the most popular of English composer Edward Elgar's Enigma Variations.
It starts out very quietly, still, and it gives us a chance to really build to a big climax. So it gets your heart really pumping on all the different levels. And certainly I think we've all been feeling those same kinds of emotions throughout this entire coronavirus time.
From our home to yours, it is the MSO's musical message of hope. The MSO is also streaming what he calls musical journeys each week, audio recordings of past concerts that feature musician interviews and hosted by the Symphony's music director, Ken David Mazur. My conversation with the maestro from 6 months ago is our Sunday morning spotlight. Just a few blocks from where construction crews and craftsmen and women are restoring a Depression-era movie palace to its original luster. Classical music fills the air inside another jewel in downtown Milwaukee. The Pabst Theater is where the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra performed during the ensemble's early years in the 1960s.
Beautiful, beautiful. All began here with vision, with this desire to have one of the leading orchestras in the country for this city.
We caught up with music director Ken David Mazur last October during a rehearsal of Beethoven's First and Second Symphonies.
Yes. You know, the Pabst, I have to say Pabst because I'm German and it means the Pope. And even though, of course, you know, it was a brewery, to me, the Pabst Theater is something very extraordinary. Beethoven is watching, and not just Beethoven, Wagner, and all of the greats that we will be doing in the future.
The new home, scheduled to open later this year at 2nd and West Wisconsin in downtown Milwaukee, is called the Bradley Symphony Center.
I get a very exciting, a tingling sensation every time I come near it.
The maestro, who will conduct the orchestra on an expanded stage beneath the medallion of the proscenium arch, looks forward to not only the visual details this ornate performance space will offer, but unmatched acoustic advantages.
Every time I go through, I have this extraordinary curiosity and this excitement of look at this and look at that. Just letting it speak to me as we formulate the programming for the coming seasons.
It's an extraordinary and rare transition to a new home, not entirely foreign to Mazur. This 42-year-old was born in Germany the year his father, famed conductor Kurt Mazur, convinced communist officials to build a new concert hall in Leipzig, Germany, for the Gewandhaus Orchestra, which he led for 26 years. The elder Mazur, who passed away in 2015, was also part of a group who helped prevent a crackdown on pro-democracy protesters before the fall of the Berlin Wall 3 decades ago.
As a 12-year-old, to see the Gewandhaus become this embassy for the peaceful revolution that actually this year we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of that, was another big thing to me that was important and very profound in my musical understanding of what music can do.
What music can do for a nation, community, and family. This son of a German conductor and Japanese soprano says he grew up not only with musical instruments in the home, but singing. A family tradition he carries on today with his wife, pianist Melinda Lee Mazur, and their 3 children.
We still sing at home. We try to do folk songs, as many as we can, on road trips and sometimes at night before we go to bed. It doesn't matter if it's in a concert hall or if it's in your home. When you're enveloped by great music, when you sing or when you play your instruments, it has this incredible power to make you feel comforted, to make you feel at peace.
Ken David Mazur is the MSO's 7th music director and primary conductor. Before arriving in Milwaukee, he was the principal guest conductor of the Munich Symphony and associate conductor of the Boston Symphony Orchestra. Tell me what you like about Schumann.
The Schumann is a wonderful piece for the horns. It's a horn party for our section, and it's so much fun.
Matthew Annan has held the position of principal horn for the past 8 years.
I would say 5% earlier.
He says Mazur brings music to life in a new way.
It's palpable. He's genuine in his approach, and it comes off to us, and then we play with that same, excitement. He's a caring individual. He has a clear love of the music, which comes through in everything that he does.
For me, it's a real joy to be in this position where, I have one of the best seats, if not the best seat sometimes in the house.
A place at the podium where Mazur will unify a talented group of musicians into a core sound, note by note.
A note has to have a certain character and not just a certain volume, if you will, or long or short, but that in the context of what we are trying to say, that I truly believe is what's going to come across.
Creating musical experiences with existing and new audiences before the big move to this new home, one built for the everyman during the Depression. And now, 90 years later, a palace restored with the same commitment to inclusiveness and escapism.
We want them to know that they will have something that they can identify with, that we can all feel together, and to have this moment of peace for 2 hours together. That's a gift. And for me, I don't take it lightly, and I don't take it for granted. I know that this is a privilege and it's a joy whenever we do get to share it with others.
Yes, that's it, that's it, that's it. Beautiful, yes. You met the rendezvous, okay.
You'll find today's stories and those from previous episodes at cbs58.com/Sunday morning. And please send your story ideas to sundaymorning@cbs58.com.
So I will eat them with a box, and I will eat them with a fox.
After the break, don't call it a comeback. A Milwaukee man takes Dr. Seuss to the next level. And then,
this professional photographer is making the most of the COVID crisis. She's taking photographs for a good cause. I'm Michael Schlesinger. Her story coming up on CBS 58 Sunday morning.
CBS 58 is growing. Every Saturday and Sunday, we're giving you a full hour of news at 10. More news, more ready weather, more sports. The CBS 58 News at 10. Now a full hour every Saturday and Sunday night.
Have a leaky faucet? Call Roman Electric today for the $39.95 spring service call special. And no, we practice social distancing and sanitize each workspace. They're the ones you trust.
Roman Electric.
Now offering plumbing, heating, and cooling.
How can we help?
This is a giant eyesore.
All you have to do is point.
Oh, take that.
Nice! Whoa! Oh, baby, this is fun. This is amazing!
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Today, more than ever, Possible is here for you. So during this challenging time of COVID-19, we're offering scheduled primary care telehealth visits with no out-of-pocket cost. By getting care from home, you're reducing risk, reducing exposure, and reducing stress. Because here, Possible is all about staying safe and staying hopeful. Schedule a visit at freighter.com/telehealth.
Not sure of your next move? Let the attorneys at Walney Legal Group help you. We approach the legal experience differently. At Walney Legal Group, we're here to help you fill in the pieces. Whether it's estate planning, probate, divorce, or elder law, our attorneys will work hard for you and give you the experience you deserve. Lawyering the way it should be. Visit us today at walneylegal.com.
Have a light that doesn't light? Call Roman Electric today for the $39.95 spring service call special. And know we practice social distancing and sanitize each workspace. They're the ones you trust.
Roman Electric.
Now offering plumbing, heating, and cooling.
Good morning. I'm Jane Pauley, and this is Sunday Morning.
Experience thought-provoking and truly original reporting on CBS Sunday Morning.
Talk about an artist who has a way with words. Social distancing has allowed him to flex his creative muscle. And as Mike Kirkhoff shows us, that includes putting his own unique spin on Dr. Seuss stories.
Hi, I'm Wes, and today I'll be rapping Fox and Socks by Dr. Seuss.
Milwaukee resident Wes Tank found the perfect match. Dr. Seuss,
Take it slowly,
and Dr. Dre.
This book is dangerous. Fox socks, box knocks, knocks in box and fox in socks, knocks on fox in socks in box, socks on knocks and knocks in box.
I would pair them with Dr. Dre beats because it was kind of a funny like doctor and doctor thing. But for some reason, the beats and the books just like go together like really well, like kind of scarily well. Like, I don't know, this seemed like some sort of achievement that I unlocked in life.
To the south, to the west, to the east, to the north, I went right on figuring, selling more needs, and I figured my money, whichever one needs. Then again, he came back. Oh, I am the Lorax, he cut and he whipped and he stumbled, he struggled and sniffed what's that?
Tank owns his own media company, Tank Think. He's also a rapper. He says about 5 years ago, he started slipping a Dr. Seuss rap into his sets, and people went wild.
They really seemed to love it and would come up to me after the shows and talk about it. And I'm like, well, I did have some original music too that I played. And they're like, yeah, but the Dr. Seuss is really great.
I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
He was asked to perform at the Sheboygan Bookworm Garden's annual fundraiser, and then he started getting hired to perform at birthday parties. And he says everyone told him, you have got to start posting these on YouTube.
I'm very busy with video work most of the time, and so I don't, always prioritize my rap career. But during quarantine, I'm kind of stuck in the house, and I was like, this is like kind of a perfect thing to do right now.
Wes says he thinks there are a few reasons these flows flow so well together.
Rhyming is important for raps. That's the first thing. And there's just kind of a sing-songy quality about Dr. Seuss. And of course the nonsensical lyricism of it. And then the beats just kind of bang, they just kind of slap.
I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with the mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them Sam I am.
You can see Wes's videos on his YouTube page. Just search Wes Tank. He plans to add a new one each week.
I'm just happy to provide this cultural mashup for people. I say I'm not a doctor myself. I am merely a nurse practitioner.
We'll find something new to do now. There is lots of new blue goo now. New goo, blue goo, gooey, gooey. Blue goo, new goo, gluey, gooey, gooey, goo. Fluctuate your wing.
This week in Wisconsin history, it was April 23rd, 1934, when FBI agents burst into the Vilas County hideaway of notorious gangster John Dillinger. It was a few days earlier when Dillinger and a handful of his criminal associates arrived at the lodge called Little Bohemia, located in secluded Manitowish waters for a weekend of rest. Word got out of Dillinger's location, sending alarm bells up through the FBI. Agents moved quickly as the gang was planning to leave soon, boarding a plane from Chicago without informing local police. That evening, as a crowd of some 75 innocent bystanders dined at the lodge's restaurant, agents swarmed into the driveway. A commotion erupted outside when one agent fired at a departing vehicle. Dillinger and his men, alerted by the noise, had time to escape through a back door. Chaos ensued around the lodge, and in the end, the raid was a failure. One agent and one bystander were killed. 4 others were severely wounded, and the Dillinger gang was able to escape. Today, Little Bohemia remains operational as a restaurant and includes a display of artifacts and memorabilia from the Dillinger gun battle.
It's such a good way to be involved with the community right now.
Next, pictures worth more than 1,000 words.
CBS 58 Sunday Morning, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've represented tens of thousands of people. To have the ability and the privilege to make a difference in somebody's life is a pretty cool thing. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering current Chevy owners OnStar Crisis Assist services and complimentary Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available. It's just our way of doing our part.
When you need to replace your home's windows and doors, you want a brand you can trust. Designed with high-performance Ultrex fiberglass, Infinity from Marvin is the smart choice for window replacement. Loved by homeowners like you who rated Infinity #1 in J.D. Power's 2019 customer satisfaction study. Only Infinity offers peace of mind that your windows and doors are built for life.
Replacing windows since 1986. Call Callan.
Hi, Grandpa.
We miss you. Can't wait to see you when this whole thing is over.
I love you and miss you all very much.
And we can't wait to see you again.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
As soon as you make that call, you're going to have somebody on your side. They're going to be your advocates. They're going to fight for you.
One call, that's all.
They took care of everything.
A cold front moved through the area overnight last night, changing our winds more to the north, so that'll be bringing in some cooler temperatures for today, and we're likely going to see a lake breeze develop early this afternoon. So topping out right around 50 or in the upper 40s lakeside, but we should get into the 50s inland. But dry conditions and sunny to partly cloudy skies are expected. Chilly start to the day on Monday, temperatures at or below freezing, but starting with some sunshine by late in the afternoon. Another weak cold front will move into the area, generating a few spotty showers, but another day with a breezy southwest wind will get us close to 60 degrees. And then we'll cool back down again on Tuesday, only getting up to a high of 49 with some breezy winds behind that cold front, but getting back up to 62 on Wednesday. Slight chance of showers late in the day. A few more small chances for rain Thursday and Friday. Right now looks like most of those days will be dry though. Temperatures seasonal in the 50s and then climbing back up into the mid 50s by the end of next weekend.
We're bombarded daily with video and still photos of hospital ERs, medical workers covered in PPE from head to toe, and closed businesses. This morning, Michael Schlesinger shares an uplifting look at this crisis through the lens of a photographer capturing caring and community through her sidewalk sessions.
There you go. Perfect.
32-year-old Ren Lenhoff clutches her camera for both passion and profession.
Even though you rely on others, when it comes down to it, if you don't save the shot or you don't get the shot, it's all on you.
From this COVID crisis, she's developed a new sense of focus on family through her sidewalk sessions.
It really humbled me, and then also it taught me that not only that I was serving these families and giving something to break up the monotony of the day-to-day quarantine, but seeing them smile kind of made me smile and brought back some kind of normalcy, because I was really sad when this was all going on, and just the unexpected of everything was really scary.
Basically, this Milwaukee photographer spends her time these days going house to house, taking pictures of moms, dads, kids, pets, of course from a safe distance.
My favorite lens is a 50mm, meaning I can be 6 feet away or I can get up close and personal. And I have to, you can't get close. So I've been changing the lenses I use. So I've been using the 24-70, which is a wide and then a close zoom lens. And then I've also been really putting a lot of emphasis on the 70-200mm. So I can basically be in the middle of the street and still capture families on their porch.
Lenhoff started Studio 29 photography a decade ago. Her latest project came out of an effort in Massachusetts called #FrontSteps. She took the concept and ran with it.
I pretty much start all my sessions with what we call a mantle shot. So I'll have everyone together, make sure everyone's looking great, looking at the camera, smiling, and then moving forward with that, I just kind of play with the kids, have the parents pick them up, toss them around, play tag, bring out their favorite toy, sing a song for me, dance. Yeah, we pretty much just hang out. Ren's so easy to be around, so I think it's really easy to be natural around her and not feel like I'm in front of a camera. This is really awkward, so it's nice.
Bayview couple Sam and Billy Weber hired Lenhoff for some personal shots of them and their beloved Sasha and Edith.
People are getting so creative. Like Ren usually is in person taking photos in her studio or outside, so now she's doing it from a distance on people's porches. So everyone's getting creative to how to still be involved in the community and do their jobs.
What's a perfect picture?
The perfect picture, let's see. If you get everybody really just happy in their own element. Usually I prefer if they're not looking at the camera and I can say something ridiculous to get people to really laugh, and just kind of a reaction shot.
And it's not just the perfect photo for profit either. Proceeds go to different organizations. Hunger Task Force just received close to $3,000. And now some of the money is going to the ER at St. Luke's Hospital.
Something essential for me is obviously food, so I figured if people are getting laid off, the food banks are going to need so much more. And then the St. Luke's came to mind because a lot of my clients are healthcare workers, and I know that they need help.
So far, 30 families from all over the area have called upon Lenoff to snap a shot of their life. But they realize there's so much more to it than images and time.
It's such a good way to be involved in the community right now.
Lenhoff says she'd like to raise money for schools.
Maybe buying tech equipment or helping families be able to afford memberships to online sites for teaching.
But whatever she sets her eyes on, she knows her vision is clear. She's doing what she loves and also making a difference.
Good girls, yeah, good job. Oh, perfect.
And now, a moment in Wisconsin. Surrounded by the Root River is Island Park in the heart of Racine. For something new under the sun, CBS Sunday Morning with host Jane Pauley is next. Thank you for sharing part of your morning with us. I'm Mike Strehlow. Be well, and please join us again next week for CBS 58 Sunday Morning.
Getting hungry? Head over to CBS58.com and find ready